good with this. My name's Kyle. I play rhythm guitar.
Okay. How did you learn to play guitar? Like, what got you started playing guitar?
There was a buddy of mine that was, when I lived down in Georgia, he was jamming, and I've always been interested in it, but never really had incentive to pick it up. And he kind of got me started. After that, I would pause Metallica videos and kind of see where their fingers were placed, figure it out that way. So it was a lot of trial and error.
What brought you to Bella Gnosis? Like, who do you know that maybe introduced you to the band and maybe got you kind of started?
Me and Jujo, the singer, we've been friends making music for about 15 years now, and Lynn had put up an ad on Craigslist. We were looking for people to start a new project, and he was looking for a screamer, and only a screamer, but I took the opportunity. I'm like, I got a good vocalist, but I play guitar too, and just kind of went from there. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't looking for a second guitarist, but it happened.
There you go. Lynn was telling me this is no one's first band. Like, you've all been in bands before and everything like that. And like you were just saying, you were in a band with Jujo before. What was your first band?
My first band was a very cheesy 80s sounding band. Nobody knew how to play their instruments. We went through several names, man. I don't even remember. I think we ended up being called Mithra or something weird like that. But yeah, it was my first band. I spent about 17 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It's been a long time.
So since playing your guitar, since you've been in these different bands, have you noticed any kind of extreme changes in how you play or your style of playing with your guitar? Oh, yeah. Yeah, huge difference. I listen to so many things from Cradle of Filth to No Doubt, and I just kind of go through some phases, where I want to play a specific style, and over time it's become this thing, Kyle riffs. I don't really know what else to call it, but I focused a lot on rhythm. I was never really into solos or playing any lead, and that just kind of shaped how it is. Instead of doing any kind of lead at all, I focus on my timing, trying to be a metronome if I can. Yeah. And it's helped out with Bella Gnosis. There you go. What past band has been the toughest to be in? Ooh. Oh, that's a hard one, man. I'd probably have to say Trauma Slave, man, because we had a lot of potential and a lot of things started to take off but didn't quite take off, and I think between that and all the drama in the band, it just made it hard. Like, I wanted what the outcome could be, but I didn't want to be in the band at the same time. So I think that was probably the hardest because I'm clinging on something I don't want, Yeah. What's the biggest audience you've ever played for? It was probably about 2,000 people, man, at the Trademark Music Hall in North Carolina. They were, I think it was some kind of label showcase. I don't really remember, man. I was very drunk, but yeah, it was a huge crowd. I didn't even notice how many people were there. We were backstage and getting set up. None of the lights were on, and I kind of about had a heart attack, man. When the lights come on, I seen everybody out there, Yeah. Got really nervous, tripped over my equipment, about fell off the stage. Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, that kind of answered that, like, what's your most embarrassing moment while on tour or while on stage? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that was probably about it. So you personally, who is your favorite band? Korn. Definitely. Guaranteed, yeah. They got me through a lot when I was younger, and every album they've put out kind of has a specific era of my life, things I was going through, and that album would represent that, so they're very important. But would you say they kind of influenced your style and how you play and
like maybe got you started into the kind of heavy kind of thing going on?
They didn't really inspire the way I played so much as they did my choice of notes. I like to use darker notes. I don't like it very upbeat. I want things to sound kind of scary and pretty at the same time. Like you're loving what you're hearing, but you shouldn't like what you're hearing. Very uncomfortable, you know? So they definitely inspired that. But as far as the way I play, that's very Metallica.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Learned all my tricks from them.
What can you tell me about your interpretation of the album you guys are working on with Bella Gnosis? I understand you can't really talk about much of what's going on, but how do you feel about it so far? What is it kind of saying to you with this new band?
I'm very happy with the direction we're going. It's very strange. It's not really words to put to it other than it's very off, man. I enjoy it. I think it's good stuff, but you're gonna have to want to listen. You know what I mean? Like you don't just put on a Tool album and casually put it in the background. This is very layered. Like we're not just writing a song, recording it. There's a song. We're going back and making sure every little detail. There's things that you might not even hear until like your fifth play of the song. And so we're trying to make it clever, man. Instead of just rushing out catchy songs, we want it to have a long-lasting, you know, like a Stanley Kubrick movie kind of situation, but on a CD.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal, but I'm really enjoying what's coming. I'm hoping people like it.
Oh, yeah. What would you say the strongest song on the album is so far? Out of what's been released that people can download now?
I'd say Idols of Chaos, man. It's got a lot going on, and there's a lot to it. That's kind of hard to place that one in a genre at all.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a strong one, man.
Yeah. Personally, my favorite on the album is Idols of Chaos. And
nice.
So, to me, it's just got that mix of being... It's got the soft vocals, but like you were saying, it's layered. It gets to that point where it's supposed to sound daunting and scary and drive the point home about what's happening actually in the song, the story being told and everything. Oh yeah,
it's been that one's been a struggle, man, because we work on studio before anything, and we kind of write as we go. Then we rehearse later, figure out how to play it live, and that one's been tough, man, but I think we got it.
Really?
Yeah, it's going well.
Have you ever had to improvise something on stage?
Constantly.
Really?
Yeah. I have very bad luck, and it seems to follow me, especially on stage. And I don't know, man, crazy things happen. It's not so much improving my playing as it is the situation, things breaking, things falling down, people falling off the stage. I did play one show that, first of all, we were very late to, man. We got to the show and realized all our amps were still at the band room. So we only got to play about 3 songs, I think.
Oh.
But my string had broke, and there was nothing I could do about it other than jump in the audience and mosh with everybody else. And the other guitar player at the time, he, I guess, didn't realize it happened, man, and it was very chaotic. So that's probably the most improv. I didn't know what to do other than jump in the audience. Like, I didn't want to just stand there, you know.
Join in. Join the pit.
Which that kind of falls into the embarrassing moment on stage, and they're kind of neck and neck with it.
All right. I guess the final question, what do you think your greatest weaknesses and your greatest strengths are?
Personally or musically? I think I've ever been asked that. Musically, I think my strongest part is my rhythm and timing. As I focus very hard on that, man, I know that I'm not a great songwriter. That's all in, you know? So I'm more his backup, trying to keep the rhythm and lead sections together. So I think that's my strong point, man, is I just try and stay on time, keep everything going pretty strong. But I guess weaknesses would be songwriting, and I mean, people tend to like my songs, but I think too hard about it, man, and I'll think so hard that I'll hate it, and then the song's gone, you know?
Yeah.
personally, I think my weak points are probably I'm a little too trusting. You know what I mean? Right. Gets me in some things. I try and be a good dude, but sometimes people,
they take it for granted.
Yeah, definitely.
They take advantage of it.
Right. But I also think that same thing is my strong point. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a 50-50, same answer to both ways. Yeah. Basically, it's a good and bad thing at the same time. But just trying to be nice and fair and level-headed. Thanks for watching the video. Anybody that's interested, like and subscribe. Dude's awesome. And we've got more to come, so keep in touch with us.
Perfect.
All right.